The Emulator II sampling synthesizer features one of the most iconic flute presets ever. It's a Shakuhachi flute that's used on countless classics. One of them is Hip Hop Hooray by Naughty by Nature, which is one of my favorite songs from my childhood, so it definitely brings back some memories. And it's such an inspiring sample to use even today. And obviously I don't have an Emulator II. It was produced between 1984 and 1988. And the prices for one nowadays are absolutely insane. But you can easily download the sample online and you will get pretty much the same thing, because even on the OG emulator, it was not a multi-sampled patch, but rather just a single note which was spread across the keyboard. I stumbled upon this sample while I was looking for a Shakuhachi flute in Komplete Kontrol, and it turns out it's in Arturius Emulator II V. Who would have thought? And you can clearly hear how it's a single note spread across the keys, because the sample speeds up and slows down as you play it up and down the keyboard. So I used the sample for this beat. So even though the sample is quite overused, the familiarity of the sample, but hearing it in a different, more modern context, I think it makes the beat really memorable. So let me show you how I laid down the main parts of the beat, and then I'm gonna break down the finished track. By the way, guys, if you are enjoying the video, smash that like button down there. And if you want to tell the YouTube algorithm to deliver more videos like this into your YouTube feed, you might as well hit the subscribe button as well. Check out my packs from the link down in the description. I've got the new Driftwave pack with some really cool synth sounds. I released it last week. And I also have a bundle of all my packs that you can get for a very, very good price. So check all these from the link down in the video description. Well, after all the fun of recording the parts, there was a lot of work to be done for this to sound good. So here are a couple of steps I did to make it more of a finished and arranged track. I layered up the kick and snare so they sounded a bit fuller. The new roller distortion device in Ableton Live 12 actually helped a lot with this. Here's how the drums sounded without it. And when I turn it on, it really increases the punch, the power, and the perceived loudness of these drums. Added some fills for transitions and some crash cymbals. Gotta have those crash cymbals for energy. Added a shaker loop. Still didn't really like how the snare sounded, so I layered it up with a tambourine. So I initially played the chords on a clavinet, doubled them with a piano, and tripled them on some places in the arrangement with this synth. There is this kind of awful guitar sound from Santa Ana. The new Korg Gadget plugin. Sounds kind of bad actually, but I left it in. With the Shakuhachi part, what I did was I added a huge amount of reverb and delay, sidechain compression, basically kind of over-processed it, but this sample works really well with a lot of reverb and delay. And the cherry on top was this splice sample that I pitched an octave up, this vocal stack. So it works quite nicely with the rest of the track. I also transposed it to the key of my track, obviously, because the sample was in A minor and I'm working in G minor for this track. So this wah clavinet, I've been using it on every beat recently. Super cool. A second clavinet part for this track. The melody from Duets, this vocal melody, I made sure it doesn't play at the same time as the flute because they are too similar and they mask each other. So the way I did the arrangement is that they play in separate parts of the track. Sidechained, of course, because all these sounds take up so much space in the mix that if you don't sidechain them, they will just overpower your drums and bass. Speaking about the bass, we got the formidable bass from my new pack, the Drift Wave pack for Ableton Live, made with the Drift synth. So if you're after some clean and punchy bass sounds, check out the pack from the link down in the video description. Oh, and there was also the synth lead from the Fairbanks synth from Korg Gadget. And I've got also some master processing, the glue compressor, the Lifeline console light. This is the light version. I'm only using the EQ to boost the high end. I've got the clarity module on Ozone 11, really useful for just bringing some clarity. I use it pretty much every time. And the Ozone maximizer just to top it off. I'm not quite certain about the mix down and the master on this. I may tweak it, but thought I'd share it with you guys. I think it sounds pretty decent already. Let's hear how it all sounds. So these are quite a lot of harmonic and melodic parts playing at the same time, and if you want to learn about my approach of making them work together, check out this video up here. See you there.